Okay, guys, I think we're streaming again. Let's see whether everything is working correctly. Sorry about that, my camera died, so I had to restart the stream. So we stopped at, we're trying to download the English laser encoder, test it out, and then basically we can then go and play a bit with bytext mining. That's the idea there. Okay. Let me start. Let me first just actually copy the link, the stream link. Okay, here it is. I'm gonna copy it to Discord. Looking good. Hi there, neural hacks with Wasant. Welcome. Welcome, guys, again. I don't know if Asim is here and others. He was there on the previous stream. I just had to replace my battery, and now we're back. So let's download the English model. Let me quickly do that. So, and then we can play with bytext mining. So let me just add this to a group. Bytext mining. Let's see the download model script. Download models, and then we can just pass in the code for English Latin. So let's do that. So let's do it like this. Guys, do you hear me, by the way? Let me know if the sound is all right. Let me just know if the sound is fine. Looking good there. Bash, awesome, thanks, Lion. Bash download. Let's download English Latin. Let's see whether that's gonna work. Okay, so we have the English Latin downloaded. Next up, we are going to, let me just check one thing. English Latin. Where is English? Wait. This worked for some reason. Just a second. Did we actually download this? Just to check a second. Let me do one thing. So let's go and open up the checkpoints in laser encoders. Yeah, I don't see. It probably attempted to download but didn't download anything. If we do English Latin like this, will that work? It's not working as well. Where are the English models? Okay, I don't see them here. Let me just double check on the online and see whether people are complaining about this. So we can't find the necessary laser models. Or maybe say checkpoints missing or something. Not sure what's going on. Why is there no checkpoint for English? Maybe. Let me think for a second. They might be using Blazor 2 or something. I don't know. It's weird. Let me just open up a... Let's see what's going on there. Okay. Well, let's try... Let me think about this for a second. Why is English missing? Let me open up some of the papers, or let me just start playing with byte text and English. Okay. Good point. I don't know. Let's see. But the thing is, if you were on the previous stream, we actually have to specify the encoder, right? So we can, if we don't specify this, we can... There is this embed sh script, and the default model is just laser 2 pt. So we could use that one instead of a language specific one. Maybe they just have laser 3 checkpoints only for these lower resource languages or whatnot. Apparently it's not available. This is the complete list, right? I don't see English, I don't see anything else. So maybe, let me just open up the paper. I don't understand what's going on. Uh-huh. Okay. Got it. So the teacher model is laser 2, and the student models are laser 3. That means, yes, we can use laser 2 basically for English. That's the trick. Okay, got it. Makes sense. Then we can remove the issue here then. Let me just open laser here. Okay, so let's go back here. Let's set the laser to, thanks a lot for the feedback, KD, that helped. So we can do something like this now. And now let's try and encode a bit bigger file. So let's create like a proper English. So I'm gonna copy paste this one. Wait, let's just create a new file. So input English Latin txt. Okay, and let's open it up. Let's fill it up with a couple of sentences. And then we can do one final test. We can do cosine similarity comparison with this file. I'm going to just translate this sentence in Hindi. Let's do something like this. So Google Translate Hindi to English. I'm going to grab this sentence. Let's now put that one into English as well. And we expect the cosine similarity between that sentence and the one in Hindi to be the highest, so like around 1 or something. And then we can have a couple of more sentences like, how are you doing? What's up? We're streaming today here. Life's good. Some generic sentences here, maybe one longer sentence. Maybe something like this. Okay, let's try this out. So with this, we can now go here and say the following. We want English SPM. We want English here. And we want English here. Oops. Okay, looking good. And now let's process this. So let's call the embed file directly. Here it is. And let's run this. Okay. And then we can do the cosine similarity, and then we can check out bytex mining. By the way, I might do a lunch break at one point. I'll see when. For now, we can just keep on streaming. I can also have a lunch with the stream. What's up? Why is this not running? Okay, seems it's running now. Let me just disable all of the breakpoints. F5. Hit run there. Okay, 6 sentences embedded in 0 seconds. That was fast. Nice. Oops. Let's see the output result. I shouldn't call this. I should just rename this to bit binary. Let me just change this to binary as well. Okay. So let's now do some cosine similarity computation. Okay, those are our next to-dos. Let me just move this here. And let's try this. Okay. Is there any cosine here? Can we just reuse the... We certainly can reuse some of the code here. Okay, there is a search. This is probably using Feist, the vector database from Meta. Okay, I think we have a significant delay for some reason, even though I'm using ultra low latency setting. That sucks. My internet might be weaker. I don't know what's going on. We can just do something like this. So let's quickly go here to the embed.py. Yeah, I'll create like a Notion link. That's a good point. Give me a second. I'm gonna later do that. I'm going to share a theme, share a Notion, share a public Notion pages or something. Thanks for the feedback. I'll definitely do that a bit later. Rohan, thanks. Okay. Where are these files? They're here. Let's just create a playground file here. We have this code, and let me just do one thing. We have There were some examples here that we can reuse for inference. Okay, something like this, and then we can now load. No, Asim, in the paper we read yesterday, M4T, they actually use Sonar. So that's a special model that's that helps you embed not only text but also speech signals, and then you can do the mining there. So it's like both multilingual and multimodal. Okay. Let's copy path to this guy. Let me do this. English embed path, and then Hindi embed path. Sounds good. And then we want to do the following. Let's grab this and let's just do the same for Y, which is going to be Hindi. And then, do we need to reshape? If it's going to be flat, let's print the dimensions here. Exactly. And then print shape again. Comment out this thing. And Asim, did I answer your question, by the way? Let me know. Okay, devabin. This should work. I probably misspelled something here. Okay, Hindi, like this. Got it. Let's rerun. And we can see here, the first one is flatten. No, it's not Blazor, it's Sonar. Blazor is for evaluation. And none of them are open source. I think they are both non-commercial. Okay. Okay, that's it for resizing. Let's do the same thing for Y. Exactly. And now let's do like, let's maybe iterate. I'm not sure what's gonna happen if I do dot. Let's just do, let me just bring the Y shape here. Okay, so now if we do something like exactly, let's see what we get here, and then we can do, let's just see whether this is gonna work. Okay, and you can see here 0.87. That's a fairly high similarity score. We expect, the expectation is for the other sentences to be much lower. And let's see whether that's indeed the case. So maybe we can do something like for fine range, I don't know, like shape of 0. Exactly, and then we do something like this, and then we do something like this. So we have basically, here is the Hindu embedding. Let me just rename this to be more human readable English. Embeddings, Hindu Hindu embeddings, and then Hindu embedding, and this is going to be English embedding. Okay. Let's see. Let's run this. And indeed, you can see here that we have the highest similarity between the first sentence. Let me zoom in a bit more if you don't see it. And we did translate that. We got this sentence, this English sentence, by using Google Translate, so that makes sense. Okay. So it looks, at least qualitatively speaking, that we're on the right track here. This looks like we're onto something. Now let me zoom out a bit. And let's now try to see what's going on in the bytext code. Okay. Let's see what's this about. Okay. Okay, let's see, how do we do this? Okay, let's see this book script. Okay, here is the book script. Please set the environment variable laser. Again, let's see how it's used. We just have to run the book script like that. Okay. Let's quickly, before we do that, let me just quickly read through this README. Okay. Different thresholds for different language directions. We compare our approach to the official edition. To showcase the highly multilingual aspect of laser sentence embeddings, we also mine for bytext for language pairs which do not include English. Okay. And then a bunch of references. Okay. We might have to do this. Let's see whether I'm a robot. Yeah. let's analyze this particular script and then take it away from there, if that makes sense. Let's see. So, what does laser plus X mean? Is this some type of weird bash syntax? Not sure. Just curious about this laser plus X syntax. That returns the variable of X if the variable laser is set. What? Weird. Anyhow. So there is the directory here, data downloaded. Raw texts, normalized text and embeddings, French, German, Russian, and Chinese. English is always the second language, okay? And then model directory. Okay, laser, encoder, BP codes, extract files with labels and texts from the... Guys, let me know if you can see the code nicely. Get data. So we fetch 3 arguments, function 1, function 2, and language. I assume that's what these variable names stand for. Okay. And then for language in do the following. What does this mean when you have two lists like this? Is this like a double for loop in bash or what? If the file does not exist, then we just dump the content into this, and then we... Okay. Let's just quickly skim through this script. Push the data to dev null. What does this mean, push the? Okay. Got it. So this is just pushing it on the stack, temporary change of directory or whatnot. Makes sense. And then if the directory does not exist, then we loop and we just do some extractions of the archives here, and then we call get data. Makes sense. If the size of encoder is not 0, then we call the embedder. Okay, this is the method we've seen how this works, right? So we're basically going to embed the content of the input file. But where do they specify the input file? Encoder, token lang, BP codes. Where is the input file specified? This looks like that's not how this is supposed to be called, right? Or am I incorrect to assume that? Input here, input text file. It's not required. So in that case, what do we encode? That's confusing. Okay, we'll see later. Mine for bytext. So then what we do is we go through the candidates and then we call mine bytexts. Okay, that's gonna be the where the fun happens, and we pass in 2 texts, and then we pass what's the language of the source document, the target document, the source embedding, the target embedding is probably what is it? Is that the file with the embeddings or just the encoder model? We'll figure it out later. So important thing to note is we want to figure out what this mine bytext does. So we go to source under source mine bytext. We're gonna figure out how this script works a bit later. Let's continue. And now there is the main script here. Create the output directories. Okay. Extract, tokenize and embed the train. Fair enough. And then we mine. And finally, we call this script here. Okay. And then we do the same for test, split, and as a bonus, extract bytext with English alignments using a conservative threshold of 1.1. All the data is supposed to be already tokenized. Okay. Okay, fun. A couple of files we need to analyze. Let's see whether this works if we just call it as it is. Okay. Embedding, mine bytext, and this one. And we also need this one. So we want to analyze, let me just write that down because I might make a break at one point so that we don't forget. So basically, let's analyze 3 files. BUCC pi, mine bytext pi, and BUCC sh. Those are the 3 relevant. Let me just show you here. So I wrote down we need to analyze these 3 files here. Okay, so let's run this script. Will it work? Let me just quickly check here to get the data. How do you first have to download? I think you have to download something before, like there is no fetching from a URL or anything, so this is gonna fail. but like, let's just see what happens. What's the error we get? Yeah, no such file. Bunch of no such file errors. Makes sense. Okay, so that means we have to download the data from here. Let me just move this here from the live stream. Affiliation, team name, status, and we want all 4 language pairs. I'm a human, I guess. And then we send. And now we can download the data. So here's the training and the samples. I'm not sure what the samples are, but we can certainly download the data somewhere here. So let's open up here, and then we can create a new directory. Name it BUCC, and just download all of this. So let's just go to just a second. Okay. Okay. So we've downloaded all of these. And now let's try and rerun this. Let's rerun this. Where do they expect me to put this? I guess under downloaded. Okay, and we are running this from where? Here, and then we can just have downloaded here. Okay, let me just do that. Let me just move this. Let's cut this directory and put it inside of tasks BUCC. So this is going to be downloaded. Okay, so I just went ahead and moved the directory here. So you can see here we have the data. So if we now run, this should work. But let's see. Okay, again, some errors. And we don't have the FICE, the vector database from Meta. We're going to install it. Let's see what happens. Okay. Let's see what's up here. Did this work? and then run. Okay, I think we've done everything that was asked from us there, but we don't have the module, and so that's why it's failing. Okay, let's try and install it. Okay, there's a ton of errors here. Let's kind of attack them one by one. Is Vice just a pip package, I assume? Let's just double check that. So Vice pip install. Can we just do that? The recommended way to install Vice is through conda. Fair enough. When was the last version 1.5.3 released on April 2019? Okay, I guess we have to do conda install Vice. Will that work? Just a second, let me double check. Do these guys have any explanation directly in the repo here? Maybe there is some specificity. Okay, so PyTorch Vice CPU. So we can just install the CPU version for now, and later when we start doing this, actually we can install the GPU version maybe, or let's see. When was this updated the last time? The CPU only Vice CPU conda packages are available on Linux. Both CPU and GPU is available on Linux for CUDA 11.4. Packages are built for Python versions 3.8 to 3.10. Okay. Nightly versions and combinational versions. And PyTorch. Okay, we can just go for this one maybe. Let's see whether this is gonna work. Okay, yes. Install all of this. Okay, we should be good now. Now let's try and rerun the code here. Second. Wait, where is the... Okay, let's rerun this code. So again, we're trying to mine on this example dataset just to see whether things are working. This time we don't get the Vice error, but we get the module Numpy has no attribute float. Okay, I remember that this has to do something with the version. This This is some versioning error. MP float, that's the only thing it's complaining about, as far as I can tell. Float, 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 float. Okay, I think we can easily actually solve this. Let's do one thing. Let's see what's the version mentioned in the README here. I can't post in chat. All my messages are getting blocked by YouTube. That's weird. Anybody else has this issue? I see your last message, so I see the yes, thanks, and then I can't post in chat. All my messages are getting blocked by YouTube. Okay, thanks. Genonymous gems. Where are the dependencies for Numpy? Just trying to find the version of Numpy that we need to install. Maybe we can just search for the issue. Probably somebody has hit the same problem in the laser code base. So if we go here, let's just type in float and hope that doesn't give us 100 issues. Okay, fair enough. Okay, that's definitely not the solution. Numpy version somehow. Okay. Numpy. Okay guys, we're just trying to install a proper version of Numpy so that we can run the mining script on this BUCC dataset. Let's see how that goes. I know I've seen the dependency somewhere. Let me just check a couple of readmes here. Okay, it was tested, this is it. Tested with 1.15.4, and the version we have is what? The version we have is 1.21.1. Okay, let's change that version to a lower one. Let me just note somewhere. Was that the version? So Numpy 1.21.1. And we are going to 1.15.4. Yes, 2 equal signs. Okay, let's see whether that's not going to break other things. Hopefully it's going to work. Yeah, Sim, I think they have repo for Sonar as well. It's just that the models are not permissive licensed. They're using non-commercial license as well, I think. Okay, failed. What happened here? Let's try again. Maybe we can just create another conda environment so that we can run everything here. Yeah, I think we'll have to do that. Okay. Just a second. Let's see whether it's changed my Numpy version. It did not. Okay. Let's try and create another conda environment. So Python here is which version? .3.9. Yeah. Conda activate, no, conda and create name laser. I think that's the syntax, and then Python 3.9. So this is the command. Laser. Let's just quickly install the new environment, and then we'll be able to run this code base. Okay, I think we should go and install stuff one by one. So we need Python, we need PyTorch, NumPy, Cython, Pys, transliterate, all of these guys. Parsec, tabulate, sentence piece. This might take a while, man. This is the ugliest part of the job, having to deal with environments. And it's very you oftentimes have to do this. So let me just think for a second. Before we go there, let's maybe just play a bit with these individual files, and then we can postpone that till later time when I'm a bit less tired. So I'm gonna do the following. I'm just gonna add a note here. Okay. What was the error we were hitting? I forgot. Anyhow, let's try and run some of these other scripts. No, this is not the right one. Okay. So here we are. We already have done the cosine similarity already. We just confirmed the hypothesis that the English translation of the Hindu sentence had the highest similarity compared to the other sentences. So basically this playground file here that I just two files, English and Hindi, and then I've just iterated and printed out the cosines. You can see here the highest one is here for the first sentence, and here are the files. Basically the files are, here is the English, 6 sentences. The first one is the translation for this sentence you sent me before, and basically that's it. Everything worked. Cool. Let me know if that makes sense. Okay. Mining. How do we need to call this one? Yeah, it was very cool. Getting it to work. Let's see this script. BUCC Let's see how it calls the mine by text spy. What are the arguments they're using? We might not be able to run this without FICE, but we did install FICE actually in the old environment, so we don't have to install the new conda environment. We can just use the old one. Okay, let's see here. So we passed. How do they call the mine function? Mine is called with some path, and then language source, language target. Okay. That's how they call it. Okay. Source language, target language. Let me rename this one. This one was the embedding. Let's create a new configuration. We're gonna call this one mine by text. And let's now see what exactly we need to pass in. Okay. What do we need to pass in here? Okay, we can kind of analyze the script from the first principles, but I think it's easier to just instead analyze this and just pick up these arguments, and then we can work our way from there, if that makes sense. I just need to figure out later what's the BN, what do these exactly mean? Let's see. So delete the previous arguments, paste this, and then let's basically add something like this. This one can maybe be English, Latin, target language. We can have something like, I don't know, Spanish, Latin, and then we can have source embeddings here. This is going to be some file, something. Let's just leave a question mark there. Passing unify mode node mine retrieval max margin ratio margin ratio is the actual value of the argument, and then k equals 4, and then output candidate. I guess we can just put there candidate txt, and then verbose, and then we want to use a GPU. We might hide there deep finder. Okay, let's see whether we probably won't be able to use GPU because we installed the CPU version of FICE. If I'm pronouncing the name correctly. Okay, so there is some file path here, and then there is some file path here. And so we need to figure out how those work. Why is this complaining? Value expected. What? Yeah, let's see what's going on. Okay. So back to the script. Let's figure out what these are. BN, L1, and L2. Those are the languages, I assume, but let's see. When they call the mine function, that's the definition, and then they call it like this. So BN is this, and then L source is a language, and languages are French, German, Russian, or okay, let's do French and German. So let's go back here. So languages are gonna be, I guess you have to do something like this here as well. Just a second. So again, mine. Okay, so you have to use one of those available options. You can't just use this is our own code basically. I want to use here German and French, and then here it's going to be something txt German and something txt French. I think, yeah, txt L1, txt L2, and then here we have this for the source embeddings. For the source embeddings, we have L1, which is German. So we have something like this now. So we just have to figure out the question mark. The question mark is going to be BN variable there. Let's go there. So BN is what? BN is the first argument to the mine function, and that's what? That's going to be this EDIR and then part. Okay, so that's going to be, okay, this is this, and BUCC is what? BUCC is, okay, let's now figure it out. So I'm going to open up this. So BUCC is this, and then we have to open up a lang, just a second. So mine. Okay, again. What's EDIR? What's this guy? So this guy is what? Aha. So it's data and then embed. Okay, got it. Data embed. And then inside there, we have part which is going to be bname train. Okay, so we have to here find DE French and then train. Okay, I see it. Here is the train. So let's just search it. Let's just do something like this. So we're looking for DE French train. There's none. Okay, maybe we can just use whatever exists. Maybe that particular language direction does not work. So we can maybe use, let's just see what do we have as an offer for train. Okay, here it is. Well, let's just use English. But like, as far as I remember, they don't support English, or they do. Aha. English is always the second language. Okay. Maybe we can do German English. Okay, something like this. Okay, we found it, guys. Copy. I'm gonna copy this path here. Let me just copy this name. And just a second. My girlfriend just came into house. I'll probably be making a small break in like 5 minutes. Let me just wrap up this thing. So launch, we need I think we are here. And then we just need to change a couple of things here. So we are not using, we have to change this to English. And this should be, this is German, this is fine. We just need the full path, right? We need the full path here. Guys, am I a noob, or how do you copy a path from this file explorer in Ubuntu? If anybody knows how to just grab this path without having to work my way around it, select, oh no, that's not it, definitely. Oh my god. Properties. Is that how you're supposed to do this in Ubuntu? Hopefully not. Just a second. Laser. Super annoying. Let me just find it. Ah, my brain. BUCC, and then, yeah, I forgot, man. Every time I forget about that thing. But like, I'm I'm looking for some GUI option, but apparently if it doesn't exist, then what the heck? BUCC and then embed. Okay. I think this will work. Let me just see what this file actually does. This is the... Let me see how that looks like. So that thing is empty. What? Why is this empty? Maybe it didn't work. I'm not sure. And then we need the same file here. We need the same thing here just for the target language, and the target language is English. So this should be German, and this should be English. Oh no, okay, we need a... Where is that txt here? Wait. Where is the txt? Try Ctrl L to copy the path. That works in Windows, but it doesn't work on Ubuntu. I know my Windows, but I'm not that familiar with Ubuntu. Okay, got it. TXTs are here, and we have this guy. So let's grab this guy. That's gonna be what we need. It's also empty for some reason, but what the heck. Let's just copy it here. And then copy the same thing, but just English here. And then German English. And source embeddings is what? Okay, same thing here, just we replace just a different infix. Okay, so let's just copy paste this. And just change this to ENC. And then this, and copy this, change this to English, and this to ENC. Oh, really? I'm not sure which version I am. Let me check. Interesting. Okay, I think we have we reconstructed the arguments for this script. Just lower down my too much light. Let's just try and run it, and we can end up this stream, and then we can start a bit later again. I'm gonna tell you when I'm resuming again. Let me just run this script. So mine by text, here we are. I'm gonna put a breakpoint here, and we can run this and hope this does not crash. Oops, I think we have wrong arguments. Let me just change to this, and then now let's run it. Let's run this again. Okay, some Numpy has no attribute float. I guess this is the script that was causing us issues when we were running the BUCC script. So we can't work around this without changing the Numpy version. Okay, That sucks. Let's see how we can handle this after the break. Let me just see whether Control L works. So you said Control L. If I do, let's. Oh my God, it actually works. Why didn't it work before? You have to probably select first the. Nice, amazing. Source. Let's just see here. Okay, yeah, it worked, man. Amazing. Thanks a lot. Okay, guys. Quick break. It's 5 p.m. in Belgrade. I'm gonna have some lunch, and then I'm gonna continue in like, let's say 20-30 minutes, and then we're gonna continue until 7:25 or something. So like roughly 2 hours is the next stream, and that's the last stream for today. And then we can continue tomorrow as well. Bye, guys. See you later. Cheers. Thank you.